So the second thing I teach people how to muscle test. You're not actually testing the muscles, okay, at all. How many of you have heard of this, like muscle testing? Oh, great, okay. Well, most of the time it's other people doing this on us. Like you put your hand out and then you have a thought and then they push your hand down if it's strong or weak. Well, I figured we don't always have somebody else. Or, and my thing was like, let's do some, teach people how to do self-muscle testing. It's a little bit different, but same idea. And it's a form of body-mind communication because the subconscious mind, it's what's running our body. Okay, so when you're driving the car, right, you're digesting food, you're breathing. Who's doing that? The subconscious is the autopilot. So, so when we muscle test, the subconscious, so our, like the fascia of our body, in our bodies, are like the fiber optic system. It's a communication system, and so people not realizing this think that you can only do this through hypnosis or something like that. Well, we are all perfectly capable of connecting with the subconscious mind very easily anytime you want by, okay, I mean, you know how pendulums work, right? Okay, well, our bodies are kind of pendulums as well, and you can sort of program your body to go forward when it's something positive and to go backwards. Those of you who know muscle testing know all about this whole thing, but actually this is a subconscious, it's a connection with the subconscious and getting the information through the body, through positive. It's like kind of like a binary system. Then re-energizing. I mean, if you're just kind of like no energy, and this happens when you're stressed or whatever, there are several different ways you can do this, and you can do this through just using your hands. And this is what, like, people know Reiki. Reiki actually works more with, like, even symbols. There's so many ways of doing this. I just do the easiest and the simplest, which is just using your hands on the energy centers of the body, the chakras, and also through movement like yoga and qigong. And these are all different ways that use the different forms of how we process energy. Then, oh my God, this is the coolest. So this is the vibrational healing, where you can just use your voice to tone the chakra system. Then I'll show you a little diagram later that gets a little bit into this sort of foreign term of chakras. This is a very it's a simple thing. And just think of the chakras as they're your energy systems. So they carry different frequencies of energy throughout your body that represent different aspects of our lives. So the flower essences, I mean, you guys have heard of like Bach flower essence. I mean, you can go to the pharmacy and get like different kinds of essences that people have come up with. Or color. I recognize you from the crystals, right? Is it you with the crystals? Somebody here. Okay, maybe not. Yeah. No? Okay, you look like the crystal person. Yeah, all of these things carry frequencies. So color, sound, number, all of that has to do with frequencies. And the toning is just the sound of your own voice. And that carries a frequency that is very specific to you. Those frequencies of your voice and the sound and so on. Okay, so you can do amazing healing work on yourself just by chanting. And I mean, there's a system that various people have developed, and I just pick a couple that work for me. Okay, the flower essences. So just think about this. Where does the color and the essence of flowers exist? Everything exists in the field, in the energy, in the subtle energy field. And if you know how to do it, you can just draw it down simply by intending. You can just draw whatever you want down, because it's all there, it's all in the field. Okay, so this is like a really exciting thing that, if you don't have because what they do is you take alcohol, this is how the essences are made. You can have the alcohol or the distilled water and then draw the essence directly from the field. That's how they do, so you put the flower into the water, but then you say, where does the flower get it from? It's from the field. They have this ability to draw, where do fruits get their wonderful taste? I mean, it's all out there. And that's who we are. We're all out there. We're in here and out there as well. So, okay. Okay, so now the things that I described, I'm going to go back. All of these things that we went through right now, we are all hardwired with all of it, right? This is the stuff that you already have. Okay, so I call them the tools, and you really don't have to do much other than just activate them. Okay, now we come to the thing that I am, among other things, I'm a transformational and transpersonal psychologist. And so this stuff now is the stuff that I have to, that I have formulated, and I'm not kidding, but it is so simple. It's like anything. If you know what you're doing, it's heck of a lot simpler than not knowing, right? So yeah, of course, knowledge is power. So what we figured that when anyone goes through any kind of trauma, not only you, but if somebody even a generation or two ago, your ancestors have been through traumatic experiences and did not work it out, did not do the healing before they left their bodies, that the memory of that trauma remains in the system. So I have studied something called family constellations that actually you can access it. Some complete random stranger can access the energy of your, 3 times great-grandfather. Incredible, really. And to witness or to be involved in that process is just beyond anything you would even dream of. But I figured, so this trapped emotional energy release that we're talking about here is accessing, using your subconscious mind, which now has all this information, programmed into it. You can use this self-muscle testing to access the information about so you have a pain in your back. You can access when that pain got stuck in your body. It kind of gets stuck in your body, and then you get programmed. So then forevermore, unless you do something about it, that experience just gets replayed, okay? And just think of your experiences in your own life. You'll see that, okay, so your mother or father or teacher yelled at you in a certain way or used a certain tone of voice. If you think about it, just think about it right now, okay? Just think about some sort of traumatic thing that happened. Not too traumatic, but just a little bit traumatic. And just notice, when you think about it, notice where it got stuck in your body. Your body will you'll get constricted or something. You feel it in your body. So here's the thing, the emotions get stuck in your body because, it's like energy. All of this is energy. When something happens, okay, you immediately like something constricts in you. And this is the, the fight or flight response. But the thing is, how it really gets stuck in like PTSD is when you can't run or you can't fight, and you are completely incapacitated. There's nothing you can do. Somebody yells at you, you can't like punch them. Okay, usually, especially with kids, you can't like punch your parents, right? Even though you may feel like it. You become incapacitated, you lose your power, and that constricts the energy, and that gets stuck in the muscles. So all this pain that we experience physically, there's always an emotional component to that, emotional or spiritual or mental. So I mean, okay, this is what I mean that okay. So that's one of the things that I teach people. And these are things that I work with them and teach them. The other part, the tools, I put in a book. So the other thing we can do is like, regardless of what has happened, let's say something happened as a kid. You're not stuck with that for the rest of your life. And you're also not stuck with what happened to your ancestors or what happened in your childhood. You can access, because all of that is programmed into your subconscious mind. We are the bosses of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is simply a recording device. Okay, so it's like you can turn the radio on to whatever channel, or you can turn the thing on and get your music. Same thing. You can turn it on and off, but you need to know what to do, and that's where I come in. Okay. And here's the family constellations. There's a group process in which you have the group hold space and access through the field, access this energy of trauma from whoever in the past. And in this process, you're witnessing and you're watching, and you get your own insights as to what the heck is going on with you. So I actually I lived in Kenya for a while, and I had the good fortune of learning this process. But when I got back to the States, people didn't really know about it so much. And I just kind of, I do a lot of connection with the field. I was like, okay, give me a process that people can do. I was like, if some random person can access your great-grandfather, you sure as heck can do that yourself, because you're already, it's in your DNA, it's in your energy field. So then I just, developed something called the generational and ancestral process, and to date, every single person that I've done it with has totally accessed it and was able to understand what was going on. And it's a beautiful process in which it's the compassion, because you've been through these experiences yourself, so you can be compassionate to your ancestor who went through whatever their trauma was. And just the love, and I mean, it's an amazing thing to see how love and compassion can like seriously heal a whole system of people. Okay, obviously we're not going to do all of that today, but if you're interested, you know where to find me. Okay, I also do work with mandalas, which are circular structures in which you're meditating, and you ask, it's a special mandala, you can do mandalas with anything, but this one involves consciousness and intention, and like what is it that you want to heal within yourself, or how do you want to transform? You set the intention, and then you work with it's a like beautiful artwork. It doesn't even have to be beautiful art. You have to do it, and you create your own, and then you meditate on. You just meditate and reflect on it. I'm just going through. I mean, these are. This is like there's several versions of this that I teach people, and it's just a really beautiful process for sure.